I'll begin at the point where it cut the deepest. The day I discovered it, tucked in the side pocket of her bag. A tube of men's lubricant. Not ours. Never ours. I froze, my fingertips pressed to the fabric like I'd brushed a live wire. My wife of 8 years, the woman I trusted with everything, had never once brought anything like that into our home. Not for me. Not for us. That small item carried more truth than words ever could. She was unfaithful. I didn't yell. I didn't confront her. I zipped the bag shut, put it back where it had been, and walked away. My face was composed, but inside my chest burned. That night, while she showered, I sat on the edge of the bed, sifting through memories as if they were reels of film. Her radiant laugh on our wedding day. Her weary smile after our first miscarriage. The nights she held my hand when I couldn't sleep through the grief. For a moment, I questioned myself. Maybe I misunderstood. Maybe there was a reason. But then I recalled the late office meetings, her phone suddenly locked, the way she began sleeping at the far edge of the bed. No, I wasn't mistaken. That tube wasn't an accident. It was her signature. And signatures can't be erased. The plan didn't surface right away. Revenge never does. It brews slow and steady, like tea left on a low flame until it grows darker and impossible to ignore. For days, I played the role of the devoted husband. Kissed her cheek. Cooked her meals. Listened when she pretended exhaustion. But behind that mask, I was sharpening my weapons. Not blades of steel, but the kind that cut far deeper. I began with knowledge. While she slept, I scrolled through her phone, limp in her hand like the palm of a guilty child. His name appeared: Kareem. A coworker. Married. Father of 2. Their messages weren't only physical. They were emotional. She confided in him things she hadn't shared with me in years. That hurt worse than the sex. I didn't confront her. Instead, I captured screenshots, saved every message, proof stacked neatly in a folder known only to me. My insurance. And then there was that silver tube, mocking me from her bag, an open wound I couldn't ignore. One evening, when she left it on the coffee table before her shower, I acted. I twisted the cap, poured its contents down the sink, and replaced it with clear, merciless superglue. Thick. Permanent. I sealed it back with precision. No trace left. I didn't rush. I waited. Days drifted by. She grew careless, confident in my supposed blindness. I watched her pack the bag for her work meetings. My hands steady. My heart cold. I pictured what would happen when she and Kareem finally used it. Skin to skin, their laughter curdling into screams as realization set in. It wasn't about pain. It was about revelation. The night arrived sooner than I imagined. A Friday. She casually mentioned she'd be out with coworkers. Her tone rehearsed. I kissed her forehead, smiled like a fool, and told her not to be late. An hour later, I followed. Kareem's apartment wasn't hard to find. I'd already tracked it. I parked 2 streets away, watching the shadows shift in his window. My phone buzzed. Her text, "Don't wait up." I almost laughed. Then the performance began. 20 minutes later, shouting carried into the night. A woman's scream. A man's howl of agony. I edged closer, unseen. Through the parted curtains, I caught a glimpse. Kareem clutching himself, her panicked beside him, both trapped in their lust-turned disaster. Neighbors gathered. Someone called an ambulance. Red and blue lights painted the walls. Kareem stumbled outside, pants half on, humiliation pouring off him. My wife followed, tears streaking her face, stammering explanations no one could believe. The paramedics knew. The police knew. Everyone knew. They weren't just exposed, they were finished. But I wasn't finished. The next morning, while she slept in the guest room, hollowed out by shame, I printed the screenshots and bound them into a neat manila envelope. Then I mailed copies to Kareem's wife, to his HR department, and finally to her parents. The fallout was instant. Kareem's wife filed for divorce. His company suspended him for misconduct. Her parents called, their voices heavy with sorrow, asking how she could betray the man who had given her everything. When she woke, her bags were waiting by the door. My silence was sharper than any curse. She begged, she wept, she swore it meant nothing. But her tears weren't for me. They were for herself. I handed her the divorce papers I'd already prepared. Told her I wanted nothing but freedom. No shouting. No insults. I simply signed, placed the pen into her trembling hand, and walked away. Revenge isn't fire, it's ice. It doesn't flare wild and quick. It freezes slowly, until the betrayer is trapped in the cage they built for themselves. When people ask why I seem so calm, I just smile. They don't know the power of silence. They don't know the quiet satisfaction of letting someone destroy themselves with the very tools they thought were hidden. She believed she was clever. She thought I was blind. But I saw it all. I waited. I chose my moment. Now she carries scars deeper than mine. And me? I'm free. I lost a wife, but I gained something far greater. A truth. That betrayal only hurts if you let it. That the sharpest revenge isn't rage, it's control. And control is something I never surrendered. Not for a single second.